of the No Randoms podcast. You got your boy Kev, you got your boy Banton, you got your boy Shad, and by 52, I mean episode number 51. What games are you guys playing this week? Let's get right into it. Anton, what have you been playing, my boy?
Been going. What's going on, boys? I've been going real heavy on that Forza. Shout out to the
Word.
Forza team, man. Yeah. I
This
went
is, this is
heavy.
the new one, right?
Yeah, Forza Horizon 5. So I've been on the rally. What is that? I'm sorry, the rally, like whatever expansion that is, and the Hot Wheels expansion. Shad and I briefly spoke about that. Getting my my driver academy licenses and so forth, and it's been fun, man. A lot of fun. I've been enjoying that. I was telling Shad to hop in with me. But
We got a single highlight maybe for the Forza faithful out there.
and as of today, actually, the new Call of Duty season came out, season 3. So jumped in
Word.
there a little bit. Was that 2 days ago? The new NBA 2K season came out. So just been getting into the new swing of some new stuff. But what about you guys? What you got going on?
Shad, my boy, in the hot jersey today. What you been playing?
Oh, dude. Honestly, I went back to playing Nuketown. You guys inspired me recently because you guys called me Nuketown Shad. You remember you said previous episodes you were like Nuketown Shad is a different kind of Shad, and I was like, you know
It's
what,
like
I
Drunk
want that
Marcus.
energy. So I jumped in and I've been playing that. Playing FIFA. I'm trying to get to Division 2. I'm in Division 3 right now in seasons, and it's a struggle. It's really hard. I'm trash. But I played Fortnite a little bit. I played like 1 or 2 rounds this week, just solo. I like playing dubs or playing
You
solo
check
by
out
myself.
You check out that new Attack on Titan release with the new dynamics they got.
No, I didn't even know it existed until like yesterday. I was just like, what the hell? I'm so lame.
Have you seen any of these videos, Anton? The new mechanics they have.
No, I heard it, but I haven't seen anything yet. I haven't
It's
gotten around
so
to it.
good.
As someone that doesn't watch the anime, like you can tell just like watching the way they integrated Spider-Man or the way they integrated Dragon Ball Z, right? Where the lore, like the way you're like, man, they really nailed that, like the web swinging thing, or with the Nimbus Cloud and the Kamehameha. You're like, hey, they really nailed this. It feels like they nailed whatever that movement is from Attack on Titan. Again, I don't watch it, but it looks very native and very cool. I think it was Courage I saw playing on like TikTok or something like that, and he was going nuts, and it looked really fun. And actually, it looked cool
Hmm.
enough that it made me want to go and watch Attack on Titan, which is funny because obviously that's an incredibly popular anime. It's like a world renowned. I know I'm well aware of the popularity, but this collaboration made me want to go back the other way of all the things. And I was just thinking right now, I know they had that like long term collab with Call of Duty that made me think it was really stupid. And that's like the difference between a Fortnite collab and a Call of Duty collab. I saw the COD one, and I was like, ew, this is weird and just looks unrealistic. And I saw this one with like the native movement, and I was like, oh, that looks interesting.
Hater.
Yeah.
Fortnite equals cool. Call of Duty equals lame.
Call of Duty had that like skinless dude. Apparently it's a Titan, but again, I don't know what this is. It just looked like a naked, skinless dude walking around shooting people. That was weird.
No,
Didn't
I
Now
got
we
you.
translate
got
well.
some
Well, plus from
anime
the movement
guys.
aspect too. So I see what you
That's what gets me. He's like swinging from buildings from like
Yeah.
his hips or something like that. He's got like
Mhm.
swords, and he's why you didn't tell me if Call of Duty had hip building swings with swords, I might have been up in that shit.
mean. No, you paid so much to this man's hips, paying a lot of attention. He said,
The
"You know what?
hips
Let me go
don't lie,
watch this show."
Anton.
Kevin
You
sees
got
this
to.
man's hips moving and said, "Let me go check this show out."
It's not the eyes. It's the hipses. Oh shoot!
That's what's
All
up,
right.
though.
Hey
I'll have to
Kev,
check that out.
what have you been playing? Kev,
Yeah,
I've
Kev.
been playing. Interesting. We've been super busy. Shouts to the fam. Big Easter we had up here at Banton came through with the family. We had all the in-laws in. It was a wild, busy week. So I've been heavily mobile gaming actually, and I think you guys know I've been testing. I was thinking before this, like, damn, I really didn't play a lot this week. Like for real, I didn't. We played a little bit of COD when Anton came over, and a little bit of Valorant, like this much. But I've actually probably put like 15 hours in on NFL Rivals, that
There
mobile
you go.
game I've been talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just realized because I've been kind of play testing it, and in terms of marketing the brand and the product, I was like, oh, I should definitely play it to know. So either way, I've been playing it a lot, and I'm really genuinely surprised with how fun the game is. I'm not a big mobile gamer. and football games can be difficult. It's just difficult to make that translate. You know what I mean? To make to find the arcade, like the part of Madden that's fun is like the actual gameplay between the snaps, right after you snap the ball and the mechanics of it. And they've spent 30 years refining that. And it's difficult to come up with a new system that works on mobile. Just like when we look at Apex Mobile or Call of Duty Mobile, you have to make a system that captures the fun of the full game, but in a way that really works without your phone getting all hot, et cetera, et cetera. So either way, in addition to kind of having the ultimate team aspect where there are the cards and the ratings and the packs and earning points, et cetera, they really thought through the rest of the game well. Like, shout out to Mythical Games. They just thought through it. The squads, the seasons, and most importantly, the gameplay itself. So you only play offense, which is interesting. And I was like, oh, that's going to be more. Actually, I love
Can
it. It's
you?
a really consumable.
I hate to interrupt you. Can you get this up? Can we see it? Can you like just open it up and present it real quick, or like just like pull it up on YouTube? I'm kind of
I
curious. Oh,
can, yeah.
you talking about the gameplay aspect of it? I'm kind of. I mean, I guess I could look it up, but I mean, why not just share
No,
it
no,
for
no.
the
Great time.
for the
It's
pod
it's
for
super
see it.
interesting. I'm gonna toss this up. Um,
See it real quick. What you mean?
I'm really surprised, and like I was saying, I had kind of had the project in my orbit for a bit, and I wasn't playing it. And then now that I dove in, I'm like, wait, this is fun. Let me know if you can see that bad boy. Right. Oh, and see, they've changed that. Even since then, they've changed that. So it said like short pass, long pass, whatever pass.
The play, yeah.
Yeah. So now, like, what it will do is it'll give you. I'll keep this playing on silent. It'll give you 3 plays. So it actually runs three different real NFL plays. It's very fun. A lot of it ends up coming down to what plays they give you because you can't go deep in the playbook. But again, it's arcade. It's an arcade style game. What's really fun about it, and I'll see if I can get it just up on my phone here, chat. If I can get it up on my phone, is kind of the way you pass the ball. Because I mean, it's a pretty
That's what I was trying
heavy.
to imagine. I saw the like it looked like there was a spot. Like it's not like you have to run and catch it or something. So I'm like, oh, how does that work?
Right, right. I'll see if I can get this up right now so you can kind of edit your team. There's like the team roster that will fill in for you there. You get it through packs. So it's
Yeah.
good. You can upgrade your team. But then in terms of playing, there's like a campaign and then you can play on like kind of against other people. Interesting, you don't play PvP. You play against their team like they're against the players on their team, but you don't play 1v1. So you never have to wait for someone to be available. You can like I could play against Anton's squad and beat his squad and be like, "Ha, I beat your squad." And he'd be like, "Wait, what? I didn't." You know what I mean? Then you have to
Mm.
come back and beat my squad with your team. But yeah, surprisingly interesting. This is more what it like looks like, really.
Is there a
Kick
release
off.
date for this? Is it out right now?
I know when it's coming out. I can't tell you that it's not out
I
right now.
got you.
But then you can
Okay,
see
yeah, that's
this.
what I was looking. I was like, can you
That's
show
what I
that?
If you can see this here. See that pad is passed. I don't know if you can see that at all.
No.
I completed it, but rip. How about that?
No,
A little bit.
a little more, a little more.
See, I change the path. See, change the plays.
Yeah.
And then I snap it. I'm playing off the screen where you guys are.
Oh wow.
And I pass it like that.
Oh, that's cool.
It's
It's like
simple
NFL Blitz.
and fun. That's what they keep saying. They keep saying it's like NFL Blitz mobile. You change the plays now. That's the way a lot of people have described it as as NFL Blitz mobile. But then also interestingly enough, and again, it's our podcast. Fuck it. Talk as long as we want. Part of the way it works is that you can have these like kind of squads. So like we could link up on a squad and start to build up our own points. So then we get more rewards as a team, right? So then we get like, then you're in the individual build up week, and there's like you get promoted or demoted depending on how you perform. But then you can also join up as a squad. This part they don't. Well, I'm like, hey, don't talk about that. It's interesting enough though, and we're starting to get there, right? We talk about dead drop. The way you own a squad is by owning one of their NFTs, which is interesting only insofar as it allows you to transfer that squad, right? You can imagine if you owned a guild inside of a game, and maybe the 3 of us power played the game to where we were the number 1 squad. That's great for us, but then we can't transfer that squad or sell it, or if I stop playing the game or for any types of reasons. So it just adds an interesting angle to it They kind of went backwards in that they started with the NFTs and brought the game later, kind of due to that NFT craze. But I'm excited just because the game itself is fun. Like I started off just testing it, and I've actually been wanting like I'm like I want to play. It's such a fast experience. You know what I mean? You can get on the game and finish a game in maybe 3 minutes. And it's pretty fun, man. I'm excited to share it with you guys when it comes out. But I think it's got legs. I don't talk about mobile games a lot, but this one's really fun.
Hmm. Yeah, that looks interesting. I wouldn't mind
I
checking
love
that out.
mobile games. Mobile games are my shit, dude.
Honestly, yeah. You.
I love mobile games. This is gonna be one I'm gonna be playing a long time when it comes out. That's why I was curious. I was like, when is this gonna come out? So I'm stoked. I'm stoked.
It's really good. It's good. I'm excited to get to work on it. It feels like a privilege now that we're getting into the gameplay. Um, but without further ado, I think we can maybe get into little topics.
Yeah.
We're start the pod. Start the pod off proper. This week we've got some exciting news for you, starting with Super Mario Brothers. The movie is out, is here, and everybody loves it. We'll talk about that a little bit. Got the all-time record debut for an animated film. After that, PlayStation, they're busy with the tech, the hardware this week. So first up, Q Lite, their handheld version. Apparently, it's not a true competitor for the Switch or the Stream Deck. We'll talk about that a little bit. And then tacking on to the end, apparently, did you guys see this news? They're talking about adding temperature controls to PlayStation controllers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We'll get deeper into that too. I read into it, and it's actually kind of interesting and a little bit suspect. A couple of AOs in there. Coming up next, EA Sports FC reveals its plans for life after FIFA. I know you guys saw that. We all talked about it. A bit of a flash in the pan, but yeah, cool logo, right? It was like, oh, we're here, and then we'll see you again in a couple months. Next, Street Fighter, the film and television rights landed with Legendary. We do love Legendary, makers of Shad's favorite film, Dune. So we'll see what they can do with that. Gaming, movies, and TV is all at an all-time high right now, so keep it coming. Finally, for our main topics this week, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. The trailer offers one final look. I know we talked about that a little bit, so I thought we might get just a little bit deeper in the Star Wars news. But before we get into all of those fun topics, Shad, would you please take us into what did not make the show this week?
Ooh, we have some good stuff. Honestly, I'm just going to jump right in. The one I want to talk about, the first one is Snoop Dogg. He resigns from FaZe Clan. The article reports that he has resigned from FaZe Clan's board of directors only 1 year after joining the organization. I guess the reason for his departure is unknown, but I guess FaZe Clan has issued like a statement expressing gratitude and the contribution to what Snoop Dogg has done for them. So I don't think there's any sort of like ill content or any sort of ill will, but who knows? But that's kind of what I saw there. What do you guys think about that?
I heard that he got like paid $2 million when they like famously got him under the deal, but it was all
Uh-huh.
in stock. So now that the stock price is like non-existent, I get it. He's like, well, you guys basically gave me nothing, so never mind.
Bye. And then the second thing is I'm super stoked about the art. This basically comes from I forget where the article actually comes from, but it's Metal Gear Solid 3. They're possibly making a remake for it. The article I read kind of discusses rumors surrounding a possible Metal Gear 3 remake. It reveals sometime between 2023 and 2024. These are all rumors, but apparently it stems from like a well-known industry insider who has predicted other game announcements in the past. So super stoked on that.
Well-known industry insider Chad,
Not
watching out for you,
your boy Chad, you know.
your boy with the headlines.
The other one I'm looking at, I think, comes from, it might have been, I believe, The Verge. Overwatch 2 has a new hero, Life Weaver. And
Yeah,
apparently, developers kind of describe him as a TIE support hero, kind of like a sci-fi druid. Lots of words, lots of things. So,
cool words.
also
We
too,
love it.
if you play Overwatch, definitely check out like their Twitter on playoverwatch.com or at playoverwatch on Twitter, because their stuff that they put article wise and information about the game, it's like on top. It's like the
It's
best
top
from there.
tier. Love it.
Yeah. And this one, Kev, maybe you can help me out with. Maybe you and Anton. I don't really play Apex too much, but there's a new character. Apparently, his name is Ballistic. What do you guys know about that?
You see this, Anton?
I actually didn't, to be honest. I haven't been in the Outlands in a hot minute. So when you said that, I was like, oh, really? They're finally bringing somebody new? I've, oh, this guy. Okay. Yeah, I've seen him before. I didn't know that they were
Yeah, it's
finally
like
adding him to the game, but I've seen
not
him
like a
before.
new character to the universe, but I thought it's interesting. He looks a lot like my boy. What's his name? With the
Uh,
grenades.
Fuse.
Soldier 76.
Yes and no. He looks just like Fuse, and I was like, oh, that's what we needed in this game, like another like kind of old white dude with big hair. Interesting, but
The cool
I don't
white
know
guy.
if he feels just like Fuse, so we'll have to see what he's got. Couple,
Looks like Walter
Apex is
White.
kind of he does look like Walter White a little bit. I feel like they've fallen off in terms of like lore, which is interesting because it was my favorite lore, and then somehow they fucked it. What that last character they brought out, Catalyst. I don't know why I feel like she doesn't fit. I feel like they jumped the shark after they brought Maggie into the game. That's for just me and
Yeah.
other Apex heads, I guess. We could
No,
skip it.
no, no. I was trying to like word how I was gonna say what I wanted to say because what I wanted to say I shouldn't say out loud. So I was like, let me. How can I say this? What's the right way I want to say this? Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like they fucked it when they added that character.
It's
Her
so
and
weird. She was like,
what's his name? My nigga with the shield. The
oh, he was
Guardian.
boring too. What's her
Yeah, I
name's
feel like
brother?
yeah, Ash's brother. I don't
He's
know
just
why he
like a
fucked it.
slow, just like a slow nigga. Yeah, that was
Buff
super
me.
weird. It was that was so strange. Yeah, rather than like making, I don't know. Nobody cares about ballistic. What else, Shad?
What?
We're
No, no, no.
moving.
Hold on. I do. What's his abilities? Is that no? hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Do you have his abilities there? I can
I
scroll through and find it real quick. I guess, but I was kind of curious.
let's
What is
go
he?
find out. These are things that didn't make the show, so I actually don't. But
Oh fuck,
we
I'll
leave
find.
him
I'll
here
look
in
it up.
case
He's
Okay.
like an
we leave him
assault
here in case it
class
catches our eye. You
tactic.
know what I mean?
Here, I show you guys something for you right now.
What's his abilities?
Sorry.
Passive
Yeah.
weapon sling. The passive is really power. Okay, what is that? Oh, smart bullet. Interesting. Okay, let's see. Passive is weapon sling. It allows you to hold a third weapon, but the catch is that the selected weapon cannot have attachments on it, so that's dumb. But I guess you have three weapons in case you go through two full clips and you still need to reload because your aim's twash. His tactical is a smart bullet. This shoots a projectile that debuffs the enemy. When this hits an enemy, their weapon will overheat. Ooh, will overheat as they shoot, and overheating will cause a reaction and deal damage, burning them similar to a thermite. The longer you hold down the fire button, the longer it will have to lock onto enemies within a certain range, and it will be able to hit them with Smart Bullet at 100% accuracy. That's very complicated. It might be cool, but right now
Are
I
we?
don't fully have a grasp on that. And his ult is Weapon Enhancer. When activated, it buffs teammates' weapons with faster reload, greater movement speed, and infinite ammo. Greater movement speed is not a weapon buff. To top it off, it upgrades your sling weapon to gold, which means it will have all the high tier attachments. Okay, so that third weapon you have that's got nothing goes all the way up to gold. Interesting in terms of what scope you get. Don't put that giant scope on my sniper. Something else that's interesting about this leak is that it confirms the red loot bins for assault. We already knew about that. All right, Anton, reread it for you. What do you think?
Circle back to what you said about this game kind of getting complicated in the lore. Maybe it's me, but yeah, this is a bit. I mean, the first guy that I ever saw when I picked up this game, his tactical was just a scan. Now this dude's got smart bullets. You know what I mean? It's like a scan, or you can just drop like a health pack, or you can just drop like a shield, or you can just. It's like, what is this? Again, maybe just me overheating will cause a reaction and deal damage. Holding the tactical will allow it to lock onto a target. Maybe I don't get that. I don't really get the
The
ultimate
longer
either.
you
Maybe
hold down the
okay.
fire button, it will have to lock onto enemies. I was like, wait, it's a lot of variables. It
The
might not be that
ultimate
complicated when using it, right? But it sounds really tough right now.
unlimited when activated, nearby teammates get a buff supplied. It gives faster reloads, unarmed move speed, and infinite ammo, ballistic sling weapon. Okay. I mean, I guess it's cool, but I don't know. I guess it's a good support. So we'll have to get into that. Was
It's
that
like
the
a
last?
weird support assault. I mean, I like the press character. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, let's go, like let's go press. The three weapon thing to me is weird because again, like
That's
if
interesting
you
for
go
in
through a
game.
whole right, and the way they presented it is like right, like you run through a clip, you got to switch weapons, but like if you go through two whole clips, find some cover and reload. Like nigga, you suck. You got to move. You don't. I don't know. I guess I don't feel like I've ever run through two full clips and said anything other than I suck.
I guess that is a good thing because that is an issue. At least for me, I'd be running out of ammo like crazy on that game. So I don't know. Maybe that is helpful. For fuck's
All right,
sake.
Chad. You want to take us from Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yes, I do definitely want to take you guys to Five Nights at. Never in my life heard of that before. Just kidding. No, I know it's a movie that's coming out apparently, and apparently they got Chris Rock on there. Possibly they got a few other people that I seen. I had notes lined up, but I got everything erased by doing a complete rewipe. But it's fine. It's okay. I'm excited. But are you guys stoked about this? Are you guys gonna watch this movie with your kiddos?
No,
You guys
of course.
introduce them?
You know I'm watching this. I
Yeah,
got older
right.
kiddos
Is
than
it
you,
is it
though, Anton.
Yeah.
is this like a child's show though? Like, I mean, I know I kind of got a description on it last time we talked, but I'm always kind of like, I don't know, I don't really know even what this is. Like,
You
is it like
remember Are You
like a
Afraid of the
thriller?
Dark?
Yes.
Goosebumps.
There you go. You know what I mean? Goosebumps. R.L. Stein. It's scary for
Oh,
kids. Like, yes, for kids, but it's like, you know what I mean? Kids think it's for like grown-ups. They think it's for the big kids.
that's awesome. Well, in that case, hell yeah,
Like, do you get
suck on it.
scared playing Subnautica?
No.
Okay, well then you probably won't get scared playing that game.
Oh, okay. I get scared playing other games, like games with like zombies and stuff. It just gives me wild anxiety.
Fair enough. Ooh, moving
Me
on.
Moving on. Yeah.
We spent an
The
hour on what
other
did not
thing is,
make the show.
yeah, right. The Last of Us gets a PC mod that allows you to play as Pedro Pascal. I keep
It
calling
was
him Pasquale,
cool.
but it's not
Okay.
Pasquale. It's Pascal. Dumb me. So that's pretty cool. It kind of gets to look like him. It's pretty rad. And then we have Netflix. They're doing a live action Pokemon series, reportedly entering pre-production. Hopefully, we get Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu. I like Van Wilder. He's kind of cool. Deadpool, you know.
The
And
Wrexham
then
owner?
finally, yeah, dude, the Wrexham owner, bro, bringing his team to the Premier League.
What you gonna do? This get Todd Bowley in next?
Oh, shout out Todd Bowley, shout out Chelsea, rip. It's fine. And then finally, guys, EA Sports PGA Tour review is great. I've been dying to play this game. I've been seeing it on Steam. Like, they've been advertising it like crazy. So I don't know if you guys are gonna play it, but we should definitely play. We should get into golf. I think we're at the age now where we should be getting into golf at some point. Is that fair to say?
I'm 100% golf age.
Let's do it. Beers and golf.
100% in the age of golf. We're going to slide into our very first topic. Not time for the AOs, but we'll get there. This one was interesting. We got a You Love to See It straight from your boy, Anton. What do we got?
Yo, man, I thought this was cool, bro. I mean, like we had mentioned previously, the Super Mario Brothers just came out, and the release, man, it was swelling to a $368 million all-time record debut for an animated movie, beating Frozen 2. Some of the news from that comes from what is this Deadline? Yeah, right. That deserves that. Coming from Deadline.com here, just a little news from this. That by the end of its opening weekend, the feature take of the Nintendo game Super Mario grossed a record 5-day take of $204.6 million, according to Universal. That kicks Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen's $200 million opening in second place among a 5-day U.S. Canada records. Universal Domestic Distribution Chief Jim Orr said the incredible partnership of Nintendo and Shigeru Miyamoto's iconic characters with, I'm hoping I said that right, with Illumination and Chris Meledandri's unbeatable filmmaking and storytelling prowess has led to the combustible moment of the worldwide box office. Audiences of all ages and backgrounds have flocked to theaters to revel in this extraordinary big screen celebration. Good stuff, man. What do you guys think about this? Are you trying to go see this? Check it out. Go to Super Mario World. Are you feeling nostalgic?
Yo,
How does
I'm
this make
so
you feel?
tight that I didn't see this. Like, I very much planned to watch it before the pod, and then we had a big Easter weekend and everything. But I was very much ready to go, and it's like I don't. It just seems so good. I'm really mad because I'm tight about Chris Pratt. Like, I'm mad at him, for, like magaing, like get out of my Mario. Like, where's John Leguizamo? Either way, everything other than Chris Pratt is perfect though. Like everything outside, like you know what the anti Chris Pratt is? It's Jack Black. Ugh. I love Jack. Everyone loves Jack Black. He's like he fits all the holes where Chris Pratt is lacking, and we can't stand him. It's like but like School of Rock though, like School of Rock. That's my Tenacious D is really good. You saw that Peaches video, Anton? Did you get a chance to see that?
Yeah. I was gonna say, dude, shout out to Jack Black. He was even in Star Wars.
It's so good. The Peaches video was so funny, and I liked how they dropped it with Peaches. The Peaches video is Jack Black as his character Bowser in the film singing his love song to Princess Peach. But they dropped like an indie music video with Cole Bennett on Lyrical Lemonade, where all the young rappers like Lil Tecca and those guys drop their videos. It's like guerrilla style shot. And so just in terms of like Nintendo marketing or Illumination or the combination of the two, Universal, whoever their agency is, like bravo to all of them for having so much fun and making like this has been such a fun rollout. And the movie seems
Yeah.
like it's just fucking incredible.
And even because everyone is hating on Chris Pratt's voice, but I saw an interview with him when it was rolling out, and it kind of makes sense because he was talking about like, could you imagine if I actually spoke like Mario for an hour and a half? Like, could you imagine hearing like "woohoo,
That's
yeah,
why it shouldn't be
oh I
him.
don't think I," like, you know what I mean? He was like, no, he was like, I wanted him to have a little more depth and like personality, so it's not so like annoying, and I kind of wanted to break away from that character and have him have like his own kind of personality. And I was like, okay, well, that's why it's seeing that they did so much because all I saw was hate regarding this. So see that it was like the number one movie. To be honest, I was a little surprised. Like I'm not surprised, but I was a little surprised.
See,
So,
I'm
but
not.
it's also
I w-
Mario, so that's so like generational. Like,
right.
ooh, yeah,
I'm not surprised because of that. Like, it's such a full family movie, and then the
right,
the other big piece behind it is like Illumination doesn't miss. And
yeah,
like in terms of think about how hard it is. I feel like for studios and production houses to make new IP that works. Right. That's why they always remake old shit. Is so people just like aren't creative. Illumination does it all the time.
hmm
Like Despicable Me, Secret Life of Pets. Those are mega hits. What's that Dracula Hotel Transylvania?
hmm
People are like, "Where's Adam Sandler?" He's the voice of the dad in Hotel Transylvania. That's a super box out. Like that's a super hit. And then kids go home and watch it another 1,000 times. Like Illumination, they're the real deal. They hit home runs. So it's just like it's a perfect storm of everything except for Chris Pratt. And then again, that I mean, he's a box office guy, right? Like in terms of America, he's Josh Allen, he's the Midwest, he's the middle. He gets people to the box office. So I get it. They have Anya Taylor Joy plays Peach. Like they hit home runs with. I know. Like I was like, why? That's an embarrassment of riches. You didn't need to cast it this well. They're just voices. They
hmm
cast it spectacularly. Like they really hit everything great. I have been, for what it's worth, and I wonder if you guys are. I've been avoiding spoilers like I've never heard of Mario. Like I have no clue what's gonna happen, but I'm like, no, no.
yeah,
The
same.
Peaches video is the most I've seen.
Same. Yeah, I haven't watched anything, any reviews or anything like that. I want to go into it and just see, just cold turkey and see. So, shouts to them, man. I am excited for that. I got to take the family to go. I don't know. I got to find someone to watch Zoe so I can sneak away and go watch that, or unless I got to wait until it comes out to stream.
That's what's hard
But
about it. I can't go without the kids. I'm like, I gotta bring everybody.
well, I know.
Y'all
Well,
didn't
that's why
earn
I want to
this.
take Zoe, but I'm like, I don't know how she'll do because I know it'll be loud and
She'll
shit.
know
You know
what's
what I mean?
going on. Nah, don't bring that little of a baby. Well,
That's
look,
what
you
I'm
do what
saying.
you want. I'm not bringing my baby to no movie theater.
That's what I'm saying. Get out
I'll
of here.
come.
You
I'll
know
come down. We'll come down. We'll watch Zozo. You guys go to the movie.
that works. We'll leave her with the
We got it.
grandparents.
I'm not that old. Let's check out some. We have our weekly PlayStation update for sure. It seems like, right? So we'll get into some PlayStation news here. PlayStation's Q Lite is not true competition for the Switch or Steam Deck. This one comes from Forbes. PlayStation's new handheld concept is on the way, and it seems the idea is to plant a large screen inside two halves of a PlayStation controller. While this feels like a good start, the actual functionality that's somewhat questionable, being that it's unlike the Nintendo Switch and Steam Deck. So this is not going to run games natively. I guess the Q Lite would essentially function as an extension of the PS5 itself, and the way it would play games would be purely through remote play, which requires, of course, constant internet connection and a PS5 you already own. Is that a major letdown for you guys? Is this what you saw coming when you heard about the Q Lite, or is this a little bit of a handheld bait and switch?
Yeah, a little bit of a bait and switch. I'm trying to. Oh,
A little bit like that. I'm pretty surprised at this. Yeah, when I heard about that, I thought it was going to be again, a true handheld option. And even when it was like, screen between the controllers, fair enough. That's kind of how these are set up. You guys saw my new Switch controller, but I didn't realize it was just going to be a remote play device. A few more points of information, I guess. Again, it's going to look like a PS5 controller, but with an 8-inch LCD screen in the middle. It will include adaptive triggers for haptic feedback, just like the DualSense. It supports adaptive streaming up to 1080p and 60 FPS, requiring constant internet access for remote play. It is not streaming games from the cloud, it's streaming them from your existing PS5, which I like even less than cloud gaming. And the Q-Lite may be released before the PS5 Pro, which, according to this report, is aiming for a holiday 2024 release. Yeah, shit. That's not looking super far up for me. That's actually those details made it worse.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be like a hater about it, but honestly, like, who's asking for this? That's all I keep thinking when I'm looking at this. Like, if it's not going to be in competition with other handheld devices and it's just for streaming, like, what are we gonna like? Are you like, who's gonna? And first of all, how much is this going to cost? One, and then
Right.
two, and then two. Like, if it's going to be, is the only way someone would buy this over a Switch if it was like half the price. Could you imagine buying something like this for $200-300? It's like, why don't you just buy a Switch?
And you have to be a PlayStation diehard to get this instead of a Stream Deck, right? Or a Steam Deck, right? Like it's
Right.
really it's almost like VR where it's like, so I can get Oculus, which is everything else, or the PlayStation 1 that's just got PlayStation exclusives or whatever, but you have to be diehard Sony, which some
What's
of
up,
us
Shan?
are, but
What's up?
you
You're
got
just over
something
there
you can
shaking your
Oh
talk
head.
no,
about?
no,
Right. What's up?
no. I'm just, I'm just like sad. No, Kevin, keep going, please. I'm just sad. I'm just kind of, I'm just genuinely like let down. I'm like, oh wow, this is not what I thought this was gonna be. Like,
And
what am I doing?
I feel like I haven't heard people talking about this either. This was like deep in Forbes' second article on. It's like, why is Forbes the one breaking it? Like, all right, right. But again, that's the streaming part sucks, and then again, streaming directly from the PS5 is like, I've never seen that work well. Interesting that they already solved for streaming. Like, you're worried about streaming and not just making a good system. Why is Sony so into hardware right now? It feels like hardware is the direction to not go in, and they're just like, what if we just made a bunch of really expensive tech and tried to compete with like Apple and Meta and like what? I don't
Everybody.
understand.
I'll just play on my iPad. Like, I remote access from my iPad Pro with the PS5 controller, bro.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't understand. If
that's
we're
why
gonna
I'm
do
just like,
that,
what? Sick, I guess.
if we were gonna do that, we could just do that. Um,
I
well, I
maybe
guess
sorry. I was gonna say I think I just need to maybe see it. Like, I need to see it. I need to see how fluent it is because I'm thinking if it's just straight like cloud servicing, then you got to have good internet. You know what I mean? So God forbid you have poor internet, or this is only for story games
but
or
you need
single player games. But it's like, again, why would you? Isn't that
don't
what
you
our
need strong
phones?
internet in two places? Because you need it at home where your PlayStation is, and then wherever you. I mean, okay, I guess. I'm mad. I guess this is for me. This is for I want to play my PlayStation, but my living room's too far away, and I want to sit by my wife, but I can't play. Like I want to sit in the chat with the boyos in my AirPods, but like I guess I kind of. It's like it's not a true mobile, like handheld game. It's like a handheld for at home kind of. Now I still don't trust the like we have great internet here, but I still like I'm gonna be so mad if I'm in the middle of a game and I get disconnected just because of like the handheld internet, I guess. But it might work okay. It's kind of annoying that it's gonna be streaming your PlayStation. That's where how I got here is like so then somebody else can't be playing it. But then I was
Mm-hmm.
like, well, nobody else in my house plays my PlayStation. Like it's mine. So I guess I actually would use something like this, but it's more like for me to play it from my couch than it is for me to take it on a trip.
That's true. And you ain't playing no multiplayer on that. So I'll tell you what, you'll get smacked on some Call of Duty
Nope.
on that goddamn
Nope.
handheld.
No, it's not worth
Hmm.
it. You can't. It's wait. That's interesting. Part of the reason Apex and some of the better games suck on handheld is because of the controllers. But like, if they nail the controller, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, speaking of controllers, then, I mean, I guess that's a good segue.
Fair enough. We do have another piece from this. A recently published patent document suggests Sony might be currently experimenting with haptic technology that would allow part of your controller to change shape or temperature depending on the gameplay. The patent, originally spotted by gaming website Xputer, details how the technology would work if it ever came to be. The controller would feature a more pliable elastic member, while controllers as they exist today are hard plastic that isn't malleable. The elastic member could actually change shape. The patent further illustrates a sensor that would measure details such as whether the elastic piece is touched, twisted, pressed with a finger, pinched, squashed, rubbed. It could also measure things like acceleration. In response, this elastic part of the controller can change its temperature, shape, and hardness. Are you guys taking or leaving this new PlayStation controller feature, and is it turning you on a little bit?
I'm turning red right now.
do we need this? I mean, it's kind of hard not to laugh through it, but I don't know. Is this cool? It might be cool.
Yeah, I was laughing. I seen a comment for this, and it was like, imagine you're playing ass on 2K and your controller starts going cold. Damn. But
Oh
you know
no.
what I mean. But no, I mean it's an interesting concept. Definitely, I wouldn't mind because I'm trying to think of the future of what they're doing. So what? I guess it wouldn't work at the VR too. I don't know if you can use like the regular PS5 controls with that. Maybe not. But I'm trying to imagine having like the VR and having like a cold controller, like a hot, you know what I mean? Something that's more like integrated into that experience. Because I mean, I don't know how having a hot controller is just gonna make my hands sweaty if I'm in the middle of God of War and I'm running through a lava field, you know what I mean? Or if I'm playing Call of Duty and I'm getting late, you know, something like that. So I'm trying to imagine how and where this would come in. I would like a cooling controller, honestly, because my hands sweat like a mug, so that'd be kind of cool. But besides that, the heat aspect of it kind of throws me. I don't really know how you gonna throw that in.
I know I'm trying to make this work. It's really strange. Like I'm trying to
Here-
the image that comes to mind for me is like the controller like kind of like smashing in my hands. You know what I mean? Like kind of like getting squeezed or squished whatever through my hands, and that sounds awful. And this part where it's like where the plastic piece is touched or twisted, it makes me feel like it's a bop it. You guys remember bop it? It's
Mhm.
like twist it and fucking hit it, and I'm like, well, there's buttons, so it's like what you squeeze the controller to like make more actions, or you like rub the side like a lamp, or like I don't. I mean, I guess that's it's kind. I guess that could be kind of cool if you're playing like the Aladdin games, like rub the controller, but like that's a very specific use case.
But that's what the
I
touchpad is for.
like I guess it could be cool. The part that gets weird to me is that we try to translate all of this again haptic feedback. We're trying to translate all of these things through the hands, right? So
Right.
it's very much like braille. It's like making storytelling video game braille, or like it's instead of captions that add on to it, it's like we're adding, but trying to interpret like the heat of battle or the textures or something, like trying to interpret all that through my hands, and not also it's not my fingers, it's my palms, is really strange. Like that's just not one of the it is part of the five senses in an area that we take information in, but it's not a primary, secondary, or tertiary. Like it's really far down the line. So it's like it's just you can get really creative. It's like, what does the rain feel like? Like what does a rainstorm on a pirate ship feel like on the inside palm of your hands? And I'm like, I don't know. My hands are in my pockets. Like,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? It's like you can't feel
Yeah.
the rain hitting you on the face or whatever. So it's kind of cool, but it feels like they're just trying to build a lot of storytelling through the hands, which is weird. I don't know if I want it.
What if you don't have hands?
And with that, we are moving on.
You play with
I
your
love
feet,
that.
bro.
Adaptive controllers. They
I've
want
seen
that
it.
shit.
Or your mouth. I've seen both of those.
Too soon, bro. My hand is still not the same. Look at that bump. You see that bump right there? Ugh. My shit
I
hurts
don't know,
every game.
man.
We're getting better.
PlayStation's but you're right. I feel like sorry to kind of start, but I feel like you're right. They are dropping a lot of like random products, huh?
It's just weird to make so many hardware. Like that part is confusing to me. Why make the hardware?
Hmm. Crazy mugs.
Crazy
I don't know why
moves.
that whole time I was just laughing, thinking of like you walk into the strip club on Grand Theft Auto and like the controller just gets hot.
Controller gets hard. Now we're making the use cases. All right, I get it now. I get it. I get it.
Starts getting all
Uh,
cold and wet.
I got one. Actually, I got two more before I pass it back over to Anton. This was interesting. We chatted about it a little bit before this week from Polygon. EA Sports FC reveals first plans for life after FIFA. Last week, EA Sports began promoting EA Sports FC, the successor to the 30-year-old FIFA series it published under license. The publisher showed off the game's new logo and touted its affiliation with the clubs and major domestic leagues of Europe, South America, and North America. EA Sports FC will continue to feature more than 19,000 real life stars, the publisher said on Thursday. Another 700 teams and 30 leagues will star in the game, along with more than 300 global football partners, including women's professional leagues and teams like the United States NWSL and the UK's Women's Super League. This is where the story of EA Sports FC begins, their general manager said in a statement. We're building on 30 years of leadership and history, creating experiences that bring the global football community together and continuing to take it in a fan-first future. Did you guys see this? Are we hyped? Is EA Sports FC the new show in town?
I honestly didn't even think about it from this sort of aspect. Like, what if FIFA was the ones that were like gatekeeping the rest of like the soccer community on the video game? Because I'm thinking like, you know what I mean? Because now they're like, okay, this is our first EA Sports FIFA. We're gonna add all these teams and all this content. And I'm thinking like, why didn't you before? I'm like, I wonder if maybe FIFA won a percentage of that, or maybe they were blocking it somehow, and now they're able to add all these new different players or leagues. I mean, that would be cool. I don't know why they don't have. Why? I guess I know why they don't have one, but like some of the other teams, or maybe with the names of the teams, they can just go directly with EA themselves now instead of having to go through FIFA. I don't know. I mean, it seems cool. I'm excited for it. I'm gonna buy
It's
the game
really
regardless. So
I know,
I don't
like
know.
we're gonna buy it no matter what. It's really interesting because they have a deal with FIFA Pro, which is the players' union,
Hmm.
but no longer a deal with FIFA. And it's interesting. I think part of this I read somewhere was like it kind of feels like the FIFA part of FIFA, the game, was like the least interesting part. They were like, yeah, it's kind of just like the World Cup and the name, which you know what I mean. Like we already talked about how the World Cup upgrade isn't really much of anything anymore. Nobody cares.
Hmm.
And then the name of it again, like that's hard for us to move on from. They're starting that journey now, but it could be called whatever. Like we don't really, it's not, we don't really care. So I don't know. I mean, it seems like they're locked and loaded, and it can only get better. I just from that perspective, I can only imagine. And oh gosh, they find everything that I say. So this is somehow going to come back to me. They're incredible. But FIFA, like they're so hard to work with. So I just imagine being the game FIFA, right? Like being EA Sports, where
Hmm.
FIFA as an organization are so hard to work with all these demands and telling you what you can or can't do and making you jump through all these crazy hoops and do all this wild stuff. Uh, and then it's like you guys don't even make the game better.
It's just
Like you
to
don't
have
even
their name.
right. It's like we're paying you like millions and millions, and that's what they fell out over. Remember, FIFA wanted like a crazy amount of more money. And they're like, wait, maybe you guys don't realize we don't need, like, we don't, what? You know? That's like, I mean, well, rest his soul, of course, we love him to death and, never speak ill of the dead. Hypothetically, if a John Madden was like, I need more for this game, my name's on it. And it's like, wait, hold on. This stopped being about you in like 95. Like, we could call it
Right.
anything and they'll still, but we're doing you a favor. So really, really strange. And some of that article was just saying like nothing else seems to have really changed. Like the game will be exactly the same, minus again World Cup mode every 4 years and the name of the game.
It's fine with me. As long as the movement's the same and I can still score golazos with the boys on clubs. I don't give a shit
Even
what
more
the name's
golosas
called.
with the boys and the girls and the girlos. Just wrapping
Listen,
that up, it says agreements with the EPL, Copa Libertadores, Serie A, and other top flight soccer promotions all over the world are completely independent of FIFA and delivered more teams, kits, and other content to the game. So, like we were saying, they've got more than ever because FIFA was holding them up. More about EA Sports FC will be revealed in July, EA Sports said. EA Sports FC is expected to launch in the fall, like the game normally does when the FIFA series traditionally hits shelves. Right. Not too much will change there. I'm buying it.
hmm
Next one up, let's see if I can read this paragraph all the way without any mistakes. I am 0 for 2, 0 for 3. This is a little culture news from Variety. Interesting. Street Fighter film and television rights land at Legendary. Legendary Entertainment has acquired film and television rights to the video game franchise Street Fighter. Any upcoming projects, including one feature film that's already in the works, will be co developed and produced in conjunction with Japanese video game distributor Capcom. That's really important. Since the franchise launched in 1987, Street Fighter has sold over 49 million units worldwide, but Hollywood has yet to master a live screen version of Street Fighter despite several attempts. I disagree. Universal's 1994 action film Street Fighter, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, Kylie Minogue, Ming-Na Wen, and Raul Julia, was a critical and commercial misfire, as was 20th Century Fox's 2009 adaptation Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li with Kristen Krug. I very much disagree. The Jean-Claude Van Damme version is a classic. What do you guys think about this? Are we excited for the legendary version of this film? Are we going to want some more video game TV?
Yeah.
Shad's in. Shad's in.
Yeah. I honestly don't know how they have it. I mean, I guess it's just a matter of funding, you know what I mean, for the project. But yeah, dude. I hate to kind of jump back to it, but again, with like all the Star Wars I've been watching, again, that's all I'm only thinking. Maybe it's the funding. I mean, that's Disney money, so I get that. But you know what I mean? I'm like, shoot, dude, there's so many, like, you could do so many cool live action projects now. Like, why would they not? Especially with like the different like the different animations they can do. Like, dude, you can get some pretty cool shit with the
With like where
captures.
special effects are now.
Yeah. So yeah, I
Right.
think they can nail a Street Fighter. I think now we're at the point in time where they like visually can get it where they need to be. It's just a matters of the rating of it. How far they go with it. Are they going to make it like a kid version, or are they going to have an adult version? I think they need to, for stuff like this, they need to have like a consumer version, but then also like the Zack Snyder cut. You know what I'm saying? Like the the black and white, like black. They need both of those for a sure show.
What
But
what this man said, I couldn't echo that. I'm like jumping out of my seat. That I think you're dead on. I'm like, yeah, I mean they get the money. I want this more than I want Halo. Why they put all the money into Halo and all the
oh
other?
god,
Because there's so many deep stories, right? Like we know all of the characters. You could do Guile and Bison and Blanca and Vega. Vega was that nigga. I don't care with the fucking with the little claws. There's so many stories they could really do. We didn't even talk about really the main characters, right? Just now. There's a lot,
right.
lot there. So it's like, start to build out. When you talk about building out a a universe or a metaverse or a storyline, whatever that is, like, yeah, I mean, fuck, they could do a TV show on HBO and have movies every 4 years. Fast and the Furious, Street Fighter, like make that. We're not friends, we're fan, whatever that is. Make that the new franchise. You know what I mean? Transformers, but it could definitely be Street Fighter. Um, I would love it again. Like I said, to me, the Jean Claude Van Damme version is absolutely a classic, right in line with movies like the '90s Ninja Turtles movies. Those are
hmm
classics. Like, get up out of here. I will not stand for the slander.
So I'm crazy. I'm like, dude, this debuted in 1987, the first Street Fighter. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I thought it was in the 90s, but I know it's been around that long.
Oh,
Yeah.
it goes way back to the green, like the gray with the green screen Game Boy. Oh yeah,
Hmm.
way back. Just to wrap that up again, also Legendary. I guess they recently left Warner. I didn't know about this. They just split up with Warner. They have a new distribution deal with Sony, and they have adaptations of all kinds, including novels, comic books, and more. With films like Dune, Godzilla vs Kong, Pokemon Detective Pikachu. I'm not going to say Enola Holmes because that film sucked. The company recently cut ties with Warner Brothers, which is still releasing Dune Part 2 on November 3rd, 2023. We Are Your Movies podcast.
Yo, we
Anytime you
need
want
one,
to take
bro.
us.
Honestly, we
Oh,
really do.
shoot,
We
set
need to
me
have
up,
like a
bro.
movie segment because I have been. I'm sorry, just a sidebar for a moment to our TV podcast, but I have been fucking devastated this week. I have never
We
cried
didn't
more
watch
from
it.
cinema this past week. Incoming spoiler alerts. I don't give a damn. By the time this comes out, you would have had more than enough time to watch at least two of the three things I'm about to mention. But, bro, okay, so sorry, really quick. I watched Rogue One last week, which I don't know if you guys have seen that, but that incredible movie, but fucking sad. Fucking sad. And then, obviously, Succession. I won't say anything about that, but you guys saw that. Fucking one of the top 5 episodes of TV I think I've ever seen. I cried during that.
They killed my nigga Logan.
Bro, like on some Red Wedding, on like hands down one of the best episodes of
I
TV I think
texted
I've
you
ever
that.
seen.
I was like, season 3, wedding episode. Fuck.
Like
Had to see it coming.
holy shit! Like I was just the
And
whole episode.
they didn't even give you any of it. They it just happened. Like the last time you saw Logan was, remember that late scene in the episode before? He's like, I'm doing it from right here. And it was like, this is such a weird Logan scene. I just
Dude,
remember being
here's
like, all right, I guess we'll see what they do with this. It was such a weird, that was his going out speech.
I love you all, but you're not serious people.
That
Yo,
was,
come on,
Yo,
fam,
the
that
last
shit hit
7
me in my dad heart.
dude.
yeah, same. Yeah, hell yeah, it did. What is that? The good looks on telling me to watch the like last 7 minutes of after the credits, because the way they explain how they shot that entire roll
Oh
from
my
like
god, dude.
being from the phone, it was like a 3 camera like roll, but each time one camera was done, rather than refilling that camera and then starting the scene again, they just kept that bitch going, and it's just creating such a like a he was saying creating like a voyeuristic kind of like chaos. Like I've been in that situation where you get that phone call and you're just like, what? Like it's surreal. He
The
said it
kids
too. He's like,
knocked it
this is
out.
surreal.
Yeah, the
Yeah, they
kids
they did
killed it.
really good.
Like I kept thinking all the time. I was like, is anyone going to tell Connor? Is anyone going to tell Connor? Why does it keep being like, at least the three of us are together? And I was like, my nigga Connor is just
Connor?
outside. Like he's like, yeah, he didn't like me anyways.
Right,
Oh,
dude. Connor's in this
oh,
season. Connor's just been making me cry, dude. The loony cake. Come on, dude. So sad. So sad. Like
the loony cake. They
sad.
just slid the loony cake thing in, and he's yelling about the cake, and they're like, Con.
Like
Oh man,
yeah. And then fast forward to the most recent episode of The Mandalorian. Oh my god, dude. Because the third season's about to end, so it's episode 7 of 8. And bro, I was just in tears watching the last episode of that. My boy, shout out to my boy Paz. I can't believe that they did him like that. That was what
they
the
got
fuck
you
happened,
crying in the PG-13.
bro. Bro,
Idiot.
no, dude, they killed off a main character. I'll leave it at that. They killed off a main character in the
They killed
Mandalorian.
Baby
Someone that
Yoda.
no, but someone that I did not see. And I understand it, but someone that I didn't see happening. So I was like, wait, what? This is the way.
How
That's
they
all I'm gonna
killed
say.
him? Some poison. He died in his sleep. He
Now
got
he
shot
went out
with a
like a
bullet that didn't go through his skin. He just like got a pew, and he just fell on the ground and went, I'm dead. I need
my
him to
boy,
be beheaded. I need
my
Ned Stark
boy,
in this bitch.
my boy Paz went out in a blaze of glory. That's all I'm gonna say. He went out in a
Blaze of
blaze of glory.
bloodless,
It was
blaze of
incredible. This
bloodless glory. That fake ass
I'm
PG
sorry. I'll
13
stop
only
ranting.
show.
But between those three things, man, I'm telling you, all three things have almost brought me to tears. Between, I'm like, dude, what is going on? I'm watching the saddest television of my life. But I'm sorry, I had to vent about that. We'll vent about that on our next podcast. Hey, catch us, guys.
Hey, you know what? Let's just stay right in Star
No
Wars
random
so
TV
Anton can
shows.
be nice and happy. All Star Wars all day. Banton, the Mandalorian, Jedi.
I'm out here.
What you
That's
got?
why I'm wearing my hood, bro. I'm in the Sith Lords. I'll go ahead and round us off here, actually. Yeah,
Hey, Kev got the
shit's
soundboard back.
shit's moving. Go ahead and close out here with the new. Speaking of Star Wars, the new Star Wars Jedi Survivor trailer offers one final look. Coming from Engadget, Respawn Entertainment and Electronic Arts shared one final look at the new Star Wars Jedi Survivor ahead of the game's release later this month during Disney's ongoing Star Wars Celebration event in London. The clip offers a mix of story and gameplay highlights. Specifically, you can see protagonist Cal Kestis use his new crossguard lightsaber in combat, ride a speeder bike while fighting off troopers, and join forces with a few non-playable companions, including Marin from Jedi Fallen Order to take out a security droid. Cal has a bit of swagger now, and that was intentional. We wanted the player to feel that, game director Stig Asmussen tells me during a break from the preview. Keep in mind, Jedi Fallen Order was the first time for us, he says, before Jedi Fallen Order, those who worked at the studio were best known for creating first-person shooters like Titanfall and Call of Duty. We were learning while we were making that game. We're still learning, but as we're building it, we got better at building it. And I certainly have to agree. From the first one to this one, it definitely looks a lot. Like I sent you guys that clip on the new like mechanics, and to me it looked like Star Wars Hogwarts. I was like, what the hell? You could
Right,
tame
it looked like
shit.
they
You
were
got their
doing
little
stuff.
yeah, yeah. It was way more integrated. The different fighting systems, the different handles, and all that. So it definitely looks good to me. I thought they definitely did an improvement.
Did you guys see this trailer? This final gameplay trailer? It's pretty solid, and again, it looked like there was a lot more going on. I played the last one, and you guys know how it goes with me in single player games. This is why I don't play them a lot. When I start and I put 5 hours in, and I'm like, man, fuck this game. I was 5 hours into that game, still like working on jumping from wall to wall to wall. And I was like, this is so fucking. Give me a goddamn lightsaber. Like, what's this? I was fighting like little like Balrogs on some random planet. Nigga, if you don't give me the Sith Lord, like, put me in the story.
Yeah, apparently
But
they
this one
skipped all
looked
that.
right. This one looks like it's got a lot more going on. Our boy Stig was dropping some gems in there. But again, he's got, they got the special shiny lightsaber. And it's interesting. It felt like a mashup of a lot of things that we love, right? It's got like stormtroopers in it. It's got speeder bikes like on Tatooine shit. It had those like rolling droids from Phantom Menace. Remember that? That
Hmm.
like where they had to, yeah. They had those guys with the shields. So that was fun. So it is a mashup. They even hit him with the little crossbar lightsaber, which is one of their newer tricks, which I think is kind of dumb. But you know what I mean? I've seen a double sided blue lightsaber in the preview, so they had some action going. So like again, give us the stuff we want, and this type of thing will work. Give us the Sith, give us some Jedi, lightsabers, speeder bikes, blaster guns. Like hit us with the play the fucking hits, man.
I think there's four. So you can either do like one handed, with like the dual on one, like dual like two handed. I think there's like the two handed like Darth Maul, like one off of each side,
Right.
and then I think I think there's a
The
third
crossbar?
one. Yeah, the one with like the hilt, like the little
Yeah,
cross. Yeah,
that's the one. That's the one they showed in this preview. Yeah.
yeah. But
For
they
what it's worth, I don't know
go
your
ahead.
style, but I'm like a two lightsaber. Those are my niggas.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
them. Bam, bam, bam,
Yeah, and each one I guess has their own like fighting style. So like the two handed one is slower, but it's like a better defensive one. But apparently like the two handed one is faster, so you can like move quicker. But you're like
Oh,
it's more
okay.
lighter attacks. But like so
More
you're faster and
vulnerable.
lighter. Yeah,
So you do the sorting hat, and it will tell you which fighting style you are, which house you're in, and then you get your lightsaber color. Okay,
you
you get a little
you
broom.
you grow out a beard. You can have my boy get a little mullet apparently. So
I seen Cal's little beard. It's funny
yeah.
how they try to give him like redhead white boy swag. He had like the little wispy beard that you know what I mean, where it's like it grew in, but not for real. Uh,
Did you guys watch Shameless? Do you recognize this dude?
yeah, that's my boy from Shameless.
Yeah. I watched it with Allie, and I was like, wait, isn't that the kid that was getting screwed in the back of that liquor store or something like that?
Yeah, that guy.
But anyways, moving on, let me close it out. In an interview with the Guardian, as Musis recalled the difficult task of pricing anything away from the Guardians of Star Wars IP, stating, "We wanted to have a Jedi with lightsabers at that point to Lucasfilm. The Jedi are like the Holy Grail. I mean, it's something that they are probably the most protective of, except for maybe Baby Yoda, it's Grogu. So we had kind of earned that. So we had to go through a whole process of why do you want to be a Jedi? Why do you want to do? Oh, what do you want to do with a Jedi? They were really uncomfortable with Jedi, and they said, "Let's reset this. Let's call this character a Force user." Also, for some reason, the PC game install is massive. The necessary 155 gigabytes of storage is roughly triple what you needed for the previous game. 2019 Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, 55 gigs. Wow. It's more than what you need for games like Hitman 2, Assassin's Creed, 133 gigs, or Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six at 131 gigabytes. Dude, I think that's like Call of Duty because I just downloaded the update for that. It's like 150, 160 or something like that for Modern Warfare 2. So
Yes. I
between
meant
that
to.
game and this game and like Apex, that's all you're going to have on your hard drive unless you got that extension, Playboys.
That's it. I meant to add a little pause in there because yeah, I thought well, one interesting that our boy Stig had to fight for them to be a Jedi because if this game was like that actually really explains how so many of their like Star Wars stories or whatever are like a person affected by the Force, but not like a jet. Like not like give me the shit that we want. Give me a fucking Jedi, like we were just talking about. So apparently they had to wrestle. And the article this came from, that Stig, he is famous for creating the original God of War trilogy. So he's like a storied, like general manager, game designer, whatever his
Mhm.
title was. Game director. Yeah, he's like a legendary game director. Apparently, he threatened to quit. He told Lucasfilm and Disney that I won't. If you won't let it be a Jedi, I'll quit. And that's how he got it to be a Jedi. Which, for what it's worth, the only reason I played the other game was because it was called Jedi Fallen Order. I was like, oh, it's some Jedi shit. I'm in. Don't give me none of that Han Solo game, whatever show you Mandalorian. I don't want that.
Well, that's what's confusing because the Jedi aren't a thing anymore at this point. So I guess that's why they were trying to like follow the lore, but yet it didn't really make sense because they have that. I think it was in the Obi-Wan show. They had a dude who was they had an example of like this blind dude who was like a Force user. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
someone that
yeah.
was
They
like
have a
with
bunch
the
of
Force,
yeah.
but yeah. And so it's like I don't know. I get it, but yeah, I'd rather just call it what it is, bro. Order 66 already happened. Y'all are scattered, dog. Just take up arms and hold it down. You know what I'm saying?
This
Regroup
man really
somewhere.
knows the lore, bro. He really is deep in that.
Well, that's
And
why.
then,
Well, that's how Vader came to be. And when Anakin turned to Vader, that's what he did. He went and he killed all the young Jedi. So if this is a Darth Vader, he fought Vader in the first one, and that's how he got all his swag on. So if he fought Vader, then the Jedi aren't a thing anymore. So it's like
Fallen Order, he's trying to bring him back, my boy. You
that'd
know
be
what? We'll
better
have to
as a
play the game.
movie.
We'll have to play the game. All right. But then I did also
I
think,
am going to.
interestingly enough, the other piece where the only the PC game install is massive. Apparently, it's only like 55 gigs on console. I don't know why or what that means. Maybe Shad does, but thought that was
Master
interesting
Race.
too. Master Race, mad elitist. But that's all we got for you this week. Actually, that was the whole thing. That's the whole show. You know what I mean? Quick hour and a half. Lots of good news. Lots of stuff that didn't make the show. That did make the show. You'll love to see it.
It was good.
Any
I love
parting
it, man.
messages, my boyos? Happy
I
Padres season.
am
How about Man
gonna go.
City?
Oh my God, what was up with that? What was
What
up
was
with
up with
that?
that? What was up with that? You know what I
What was
mean?
up with that?
The boys
Shad,
just
what
playing
was up with
football.
that?
The boyos just finally, you know what I mean?
3-0, bro, against Bayern?
This conversation about Man City being better without Holland, it's like he scored 45 goals. This shut like how does okay? You guys would be better without those 45 goals.
I literally every time I see that, I think of that fucking Pep meme when he's crying. He's like, "We'll never replace him." When Kun retired, we'll never be able to replace him.
This
And then
nigga
you and
got
then you
Holland and
and then he's sitting
Alvarez.
there hugging Holland like,
This nigga Alvarez just hanging out like I guess I'll just hang out. Did you see him come on in the 68th yesterday? I don't know if you watched
bro.
the match.
I
We
turned
went
it off.
up like we went up a level when he came on for De Bruyne. Like this is crazy, but we could lose De Bruyne and we'd be fine. Like we legitimately we went up a level. We were faster, and he was putting the ball on net from distance. He'll take a shot. Like don't leave him. He'll take a shot. He's trying to get whatever he can get because he knows he's not going to get to play enough. So he's waiting for Holland to be out.
Fucking Norwegian robot. But
It was
that's also for our
amazing.
soccer podcast. You guys can catch us there too, okay?
The whole series of pod. You know where to find us. That is episode 51 of the No Randos podcast. We appreciate you. Subscribe, follow, do all that stuff. We out.